Hi again, everybody. I'm Tony Rizzuti, and this is 3 Wide Light. This week, we're in the sand hills of North Carolina at The Rock, Rockingham Speedway. Now, this track was a staple on the Winston Cup Series schedule back in the day before NASCAR made its move west of the Mississippi. But during its heyday, Richard Petty and his son Kyle dominated this 1-mile facility, and it's the Petty name that brings us here this afternoon. Earlier in the year, Richard Petty set out to find the best untapped talent in the country with the Richard Petty Driver Search. 12 raw racers took up the challenge with the goal of being the next big thing. But what's the Richard Petty Driver Search all about, and where did it start? Well, for that, we need to leave Rockingham and go back in time.
We just introduced Richard Petty's Driver Search earlier this year, and the first one was in April. Richard Petty's Driver Search is a one-of-a-kind training camp and competition for aspiring race car drivers, and it's limited to 12 drivers per session. It's a 4-day training camp, and throughout the course of the 4 days, the 12 guys will receive instruction, feedback, direction, etc. from some of the best in the business, some great instructors. And they'll be running in multiple kinds of cars, multiple kinds of tracks. At the end of the 4th day, one of the drivers is named top driver, and he wins the opportunity to race in an ARCA race in equipment provided by Petty Holdings, support provided by Petty Holdings, and a crew and the whole deal.
So what we started with, car control skills, right? That's one thing that a driver has to have. So we built a module that focuses on car control. It's a short little skid pad located in the center of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Cars that are set up to be very free, so that you have to drive them with the throttle and the steering and exhibit good car control to be fast.
I just put one's thought in their head was that when they get out of the race car, they need to be honest and don't blow smoke. You know, don't lie to the instructors, don't lie to the people there to help them. If they don't know what's going on, say they don't know what's going on. And you can deal with that as a father who has a son coming up and racing. That was a lesson I kept trying to drill into his head. Don't lie to me that you don't really know what's happening, because this is the first time they've ever been on a 1.5-mile racetrack, and for them to come in and say the car is loose or tight, they really don't know yet.
You guys fire them up.
The other thing we focus on is endurance. You've got to be able to be fast, not just for one lap, but over the course of a long race. So to focus on the endurance module, we use the high-performance karts.
They're out there right now running 40 laps, which will be just a little over 40 minutes. What we look for is a consistent lap time from lap 1 to lap 40. And we also look at the last 10 laps to see if they fall off or get faster or remain the same. There were a couple of you that got past and you ran your fastest lap as soon as you got past. I mean, as soon as the cart in front of you went around.
You look at a lot of drivers, and they're good drivers, but then you got to look at a guy. Does he win races where he's at? Okay, if he does, then he's got that winning formula or whatever it may be. And sometimes you take winning drivers, and if we move them in the Cup or nationwide, they don't win races. And there's just a few people that have the talent to go beyond being good race car drivers. And it's really hard to say. If you watch 40 people go out and run, and they all run the same speed, there's just 4 or 5 of those guys that's going to win that race, because they're just winners. And the only way to really find that out is put them out there and let them try.
The third module that we do is what we call reaction time. The driver obviously has to have good reactions, so we have an ability to use a light trigger mechanism on the cars on the car control course, and we trigger the light to measure their reaction time. So what we'll do is we'll get them out there making good consecutive fast laps, and when we trigger the light, we tell them to bring the car to a safe, complete stop. We can measure the time the light triggers till they come to a stop to give them a measured reaction time. The final module we do on day 1 is called mechanical feel. What we want to do there is introduce them to the 1.5-mile track, because many of them haven't been on a course that large. But it's a good opportunity also to see what their feel is about mechanical related issues with the car. So the first time they run, they know there's nothing wrong with the car. That's the way it's supposed to feel. And then we make some adjustments to it, simulate a vibration or missing a cylinder or something like that. We want them to kind of be able to tell us that's what they feel.
I think I got them pegged though, the first one there. We'll see what happens for the next two.
So second day, we bring them to Concord. 2 modules that we run there. We run stock cars on the half-mile track, called a short track driving module, and we use the USAC midgets on the quarter mile.
Go ahead and fire on up here. Go ahead.
Stock cars on a half-mile give them a good chance to be in the heavy cars on a pretty challenging racetrack. The things that we're looking for when they come to Concord is their ability to read and understand a new racetrack for the first time. So as a driver, it's their responsibility to figure out what the line is on the racetrack, how they would approach it, how they would get the car started out, get in a good rhythm, and build speed from there. So we'll judge them on that. They get 3 opportunities in the car at Concord. After the first practice round, where they get familiar with the track, we do a passing exercise. What we're trying to teach them there is the ability to make a pass in a heavy stock car compared to lighter cars, dirt cars, midgets, is a completely different discipline. So we work with them on car placement, on how to execute the pass, how to set the pass up the lap before you even try to do it. And then we'll assess them on their ability to do that when they do their run. The second round, this is Brad's favorite, is a passing exercise, okay? Brad goes out there in a car, starts the session in front of you, and then you've got the session to execute a pass on Brad, or at least attempt to execute a pass on Brad. Okay, last time, not everybody made the pass. Biggest thing you're gonna learn here, and these guys are gonna talk to you about, big 3,400-pound stock car on this racetrack, you've got to set the pass up the lap before you actually try to make it. Some guys grasped that concept and some didn't the last time. Some tried to race it like they were running a legend car or a lightweight car where you can just bonsai the corner and slide up in front of them. You got to work, get yourself in position. In that first round, as you're out there, think about this layout and where the passing opportunities exist.
These cars are very different than a lot of the cars that a lot of them have grown up in, because they're heavier, and because of the weight, they don't accelerate as quick, they don't stop as quick. So it's not about driving down in a turn as fast as you can, it's about going through the center of the turn as fast as you can.
The USAC module really gets us a chance to look at them in a different discipline of car. Cars are a lot more difficult to drive than a big heavy car in some ways, so it's a good chance for us to see them in a different car and really get to see their adaptability as they go from car to car. So same thing over there, 2 practice rounds and then a timed round that'll determine where they place in that exercise.
When you're running down in the corner, don't be afraid to try to start dragging the brake to slow the car down, so that, when you come out of the throttle, it doesn't upset the car and such. You can run both pedals at the same time. And then just like I said, just move around the line a little bit and try to figure out, what feels the best to you. Okay. All right?
G'day, I'm Marcus Ambrose. I'm a Sprint Cup driver, but I'm really a road course expert. So I'm here today at Kershaw with these guys to try and find out who's got the best technique, who's got the fastest speeds, and hopefully allow the competition winner to learn something out of today on road racing and win that main prize. This competition was really created through me talking to them and their dedication, and so it's just been a natural flow for me to be part of it. I think it's a great progression for the guys at the racing school to be able to progress to something like this and give them a chance to race for real in a very high category in America.
What we learned from the first driver search is that coming down here and just jumping straight into the stock cars is a pretty big challenge. Other than David, I don't think anybody else listed any road course experience on their application, so there's a lot to learn today. And there's a lot of things that you've got to process. It's a different discipline. Marcus will touch on all this stuff. But it's really going to be important to kind of get you guys up to speed and comfortable and know where you're going, start to think about the technique before you just jump into the stock cars. And I think that will make it a better day for you guys, and it hopefully will make it a little easier on the cars as well.
This thing's a beast, man. I've driven them quite a bit. Just like I said, we're not looking for the speed on this run here. We're just looking for technique, getting comfortable out there on the course, figuring out where we need to be going, man. Have you done some road course stuff?
No, sir.
This is the first time? All right.
How do you look?
Look good. Look good, yeah.
Your hands stay at 9 and 3.
Yes, sir.
Make sure they keep focused on keeping their hands at 9 and 3 on the steering wheel.
Okay.
Don't let them move their hands around too much.
Okay.
Just think about, like as you pick this speed up, because you can go as fast as you want, but just focus on your technique. Just stay nice and relaxed, comfortable as that speed picks up. Work on your brake technique.
Yes, sir.
If your butt's making you feel uncomfortable, it's probably uncomfortable, okay? Make it so you feel comfortable. And if you scare yourself right off the bat, it ain't coming back. It's gonna take a long time to build your confidence back up. So go in there real easy, crawl, do a little walking, then start your run.
And then you'll see we'll get the braking done, and I'll do my shift. You're primarily going to be running second and third, so there's one downshift that I'm going to downshift before we get to the corner.
Okay.
All the others, I'm going to get all my braking done, and I'm going to downshift as we're turning in.
Okay.
All right, it's all about timing. It's all about how aggressive you are with the shifter.
Then get into the second gear before you turn in. It allows you to focus on your exits. Okay? Just doing it all too late in the corner.
I should be downshifted before I even get to the apex.
Day 4 of the driver search, back at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. The guys are taking a few laps around the track right now in the stock car, and the nerves and anxiety is starting to build up. Somebody's gonna win a ride in that ARCA car, and we're gonna find out shortly.
And it is really a lot of fun because you've got 16-year-olds and you've got 20-year-olds and you've got some kids who are just getting into the sport, and all they know is what they see Cup drivers do or what they see Nationwide drivers or truck drivers. That's where they want to be. They just don't understand how to get there, and this experience really gives them that opportunity to, A, if they win, have a shot at running an ARCA race, which is pretty cool, but B, get a lot of the fundamentals on what it's like to do this.
Well, one of the things we stress to all the participants in Richard Petty's driver search is that to be a complete driver, to have what we call the complete core skill set, it involves more than being just a great wheelman. It really is media management, sponsor representation, what we call brand ambassadorship.
Ultimately, I'm going to come out of this a better driver, and I can't really put words on the experience that I'm gaining and what that's going to do for me in my future.
Watch your pacing, keep that energy level up, and action.
Hi, I'm Ryan Wilson from Randleman, North Carolina.
Hi, I'm Tyler Allen from Bellevue, Washington.
Hi, I'm Davey Pennell from Sparta, Wisconsin.
Hi, my name's Happy Faree from Grass Valley, California.
Hi, I'm Maury Hunt from Barbados.
And I'm Jamie Little from Las Vegas, Nevada.
We're here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, where I'm taking part in the Richard Petty Driver Search 2, along with 11 other racers.
We've all come from different places, all different ages, and have very different backgrounds. But we do have one thing in common. Every one of us would rather be behind the wheel, foot on the gas, with a green flag waving out in front, than anywhere else in the world.
That's why we're here at this driver search displaying our talents and learning from some of the best in the business, including Marcus Ambrose, Ken Schrader, and Miss Little here.
You can call me Jamie.
Oh, right. Sorry, Jamie, I'm just a little excited.
I'm sure you're excited. Just got out of a race car trying to be the best driver.
Absolutely, and run this sweet Petty blue paint scheme in an ARCA event? Now that's what I'm talking about, Miss Little.
That's what I'm talking about. Richard Petty's driver search.
Do you have what it takes?
Actually, you see quite a few of them, their personalities, a lot of them are very, very nervous, as expected, but once you see them start, and once they get to the fourth pass, it's a tremendous what a difference that they make.
The 2 driving modules consist of what we call a happy hour. Each driver will get 30 minutes. They'll get time on the racetrack during that 30 minutes to make adjustments to their car. And what they'll be measured on is their ability to make the car better over 30 minutes by giving feedback to the crew and making adjustments to the car that hopefully will make the lap times, make the car perform better.
It actually felt pretty good. You know, it's just a finesse off the corner, and I don't know which one of those adjustments is going to, you know, allow me to really, you know, just grab the gas when I want to, as hard as I want to.
The more the driver can feel and tells what's happening and stuff like that, it'll be great for them. And I know the other day they sent them out with a tire out of balance on the rear, and then they sent them out with one on the front and see if they could recognize where it's at on the race car. And that's critical. It's just knowing your race car.
The final driving module is the last one of the day. They'll get into COTs. The COT stock car is 850 horsepower. They'll get 2 rounds of driving. The first one, we'll have our instructors out there leading them so they get in a good rhythm. They understand the driving line, get a good pace. Second and final round will be them on the racetrack by themselves. And then we'll finish it off with coming down pit road and completing a pit stop. So they'll have to maintain pit road speed, get their car in the pit stall, stop in the box, wait for the car to go up on jack, drop the jack, and leave. The driver that will represent us at Rockingham on October 9th, with finishes of first, third, 9th on the road course, 1st in handling, 3rd in COT, 21 on the media score. Let's give it up for Ryan Wilson.
Next up, Ryan is going ARCA racing in Rockingham.
And here he is, the winner of the Richard Petty Driver's Search, Ryan Wilson. And Ryan, first of all, what made you decide to get involved with the Driver's Search?
Well, I saw the race coverage from the ARCA race at Pocono and saw Richard Petty on there talking about it, and it just seemed like a really good program. We've been trying to do some stuff to get into an ARCA race or 2 before the end of the season, so that was the best opportunity I had at doing that.
So you've won the ride to race here in the ARCA Racing Series presented by RE/MAX and Menards. What are your expectations? Have you had a hard time getting used to the ARCA car, or has everything come pretty naturally to you?
It's actually been pretty difficult. I had never been on this track until Thursday, and I had never been in an ARCA car until Thursday. So it's definitely different. They say I'm overcharging the corner a little bit, so I'm gonna have to work on that. But during the race, I just wanna get a good finish, not do anything stupid to upset anyone or wreck anyone, take anyone out of contention. Just try to stay on the lead lap for as long as I can. I know it's gonna be difficult with the tires the way they wear and everything. So I just want to get a good finish. I don't expect to go out there and set the world on fire, but I need to get a good solid finish today.
Well, he's done a great job. You know, I was talking to the guys earlier today from Petty that, you know, he's done exactly what he needed to do. Qualified solidly into the field. The car's really pretty good. And this is a terrible racetrack to come to for a first young kid because, you know, you really can't go out and repeat your times because the track surface is so worn that it's going to wear the tires out. So, you know, he's done a great job. They said he's getting good feedback, and he qualified well. So, you know, if he can roll that thing in the trailer at the end of the day, no matter where he finishes, he's going to have a great day.
I know when they made the decision and he won, I'm sure initially you were probably disappointed. Then a few days go by and you realize this was a great experience. I learned a lot. But now that you're here at Rockingham and they're getting ready to start this race, what are your emotions now, knowing that could have been you in the car?
Yeah, well, I definitely won't lie about that. I definitely wish that I was in the car. I feel like coming here, this has been my dream, to drive these cars in these bigger series. And missing out on that opportunity, it's disappointing, but at the same time, like I said earlier, I'm happy for Ryan, and I'm happy to be here supporting him.
to finish the whole time, get yourself a top 15 run. That's exactly what you did. Congratulations.
Thank you. We had the car was actually really good today. When we put on new tires, I was really good. I was able to stick right to the bottom, and I was able to jump on the gas and not get sideways or anything. Even there, after a while, we were still pretty good. But I think we were running like 12th there on the last pit stop, and everyone else came in and put on new tires, and we didn't have any left. So we just kind of had what we had at that point. There wasn't nothing we could do. We were sitting duck. But yeah, it was a really fun day. It's a lot more fun than those late models that I've been running. I hope I get to do it again sometime. I just want to thank everyone at the Richard Petty Driving Experience and Richard Petty Driver Search, and everyone in my family for letting me do this. It's been an awesome opportunity.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at The Rock. If you want to learn more about the Richard Petty Driving Search, go to their website at pettydriversearch.com or check out a link on our website at 3widelife.com. For all of us here at 3 Wide Life, I'm Tony Rizzuti. Thanks so much for watching, and keep living the 3 Wide Life.
Wide Life, brought to you by iRacing.com. The next generation of racing is here. To get started, visit iRacing.com.